Hi there, I'm Lavellan and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, episode 31. I'll do the War Council stuff later. I think it's time to speak to Seylis, and I want to get this done right at the beginning so that I can do the outfit swaps and stuff really quick and easy. Because this is a dream, or it's going to be a dream when we get into it with him. So it doesn't have to be possible. Or make sense. Alright.
What can I do for you?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm interested in what you told me of yourself in your studies. If you have time, I'd like to hear more.
You continue to surprise me. All right, let us talk. Preferably somewhere more interesting than this.
Haven. Of course.
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
Totally sounds like you just said studying Bianca. Okay, so I have definitely changed their outfits, obviously. Because this is a dream. So I've decided, why not? Why not? Like, her desires can shape or help affect the dream at least a little bit. And maybe what she desires is some really fancy stuff. And to see Seylis a little bit more Dalish? Dare I say it? Dare I see it? But, you know, she is Dalish. She has an idea of what her ideal man would wear. So, yeah, that's why he's got that one on. It's also one of the few times he can actually change his outfit without it being, you know, immersion breaking or something. And it's not a big change. Her clothes, however, are so fancy. With respect to what she could possibly get as a Dalish. I mean, that crisp white shirt, never gonna happen. Never going to happen. So that's why she's got it now. It's a fantasy. She can have a white shirt. She can have a lovely leather waistcoat corset with golden embroidery on it. You know, of course she can have that. It's a dream. She's dressed to impress. Because why not? So, he sat beside her while she slept, studying the anchor. Thank you would be nice. That must have been quick, or we're not here for me. We're not going to do we're not here for me. That one's a bit too forceful and negative. You know, why are you showing me this? I'm not asking about me. You know, it's a bit too negative. So, it's either thank you or that must have been quick. But yeah, what could there possibly be to study? It's just a mark. I kind of want to say thank you though. But no, he didn't do it for me. So, it must have been quick.
How long can it take to look at a mark on my hand?
A magical mark of unknown origin? Tied to a unique breach in the veil? Longer than you might think. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
Of course she did. Yeah, of course she did. She would do that. That's Cassandra. And you're an elf and an apostate. Execution is obviously what she would threaten you with.
Cassandra's like that with everyone.
Yes.
Okay, that's not exactly what I was going for, but yeah.
You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
Right. You didn't wait to, or you were smart not to? It's important that he didn't. So let's go with number 1.
But you stayed.
I did.
Short
I
and
told
sweet.
myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. Okay. This isn't how it happened. This mattered to you. I'm glad you stayed, or you care about... Well, it's got to be the romance. It's got to be the romance option. Definitely.
Felt the whole world change.
A figure of speech.
I'm aware of the metaphor. I'm more interested in felt.
You change everything.
Awesome. Even as Dalish as you are, even as against spirits and demons and stuff as you have been, you've still got the romance. Awesome. Kiss him.
Sweet talker.
Yeah, go get the man of your dreams. In your dreams.
We shouldn't. It isn't right. Not even here.
Shut down in your own dream.
What do you mean, even here?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up.
Smooth, very smooth. Oh yeah, but she got it. She got the romance. Awesome. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're devoutly Dalish or not. As long as you do all of the heart options. Well, that's good to know. Okay. Yeah. It's already been furnished. We'll just pretend we've been here for a while. At least long enough for all of this stuff to be brought up. Well, to be measured and then brought up, really. All of these carpets. To get it all that perfect. Josephine is a miracle worker. She really is. Okay. Well, let's have a look around then. Oh yeah, it must be freezing. It must be freezing, and yet we're all really happily climate controlled here. Amazing. Yep. The trees are happy. They've not dropped all of their leaves. Perfect. Okay, so let's take this. Judge the prisoner. Okay. Logging stands, quarries, and spirit essence. Okay, we've got quite a few quests to do now. Is all of this in the Inquisitor's path? Okay, we still need to speak with Varric on the battlements. Right, get to the Winter Palace. Well, that's going to be a while away. And then specializations. Oh. Okay. We've still got a few things for Blackwall, and we still need to get that red lyrium for poor Varric. Gosh, okay. And Skyhold itself. We need to craft a rune. Find some more materials. Make a better courtyard. With elf root. Elf root and quarries. Okay. Oh, way more elf root. Okay, some blood lotus as well. Well, those will be easy. Those will be easy. And then customize Skyhold as well. And judge a prisoner. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't think we need to mess around with the wardrobe. Let's go up here. just a little something that I think if Lavellan's gonna be surrounded by all of this finery, then we need something to remind us of where we came from. And that's this. Yeah, a nice Dalish symbol. Over everything, all of the chantry stuff, all of the finery, just a reminder of where she's gonna go back to after all of this as well.
They have certainly spared no expense.
Yeah, well, no expense, and they did it fast. Ah, okay. The wall is bowing right there. That's not very good. But never mind. I'm sure it'll be fixed eventually. Okay, there's a shortcut right to your bedroom right there. It's basically a shortcut. Yeah. Just underneath your floor. And the roofing boards are broken and coming apart. That they couldn't fix. Fitting carpets. Getting a huge bed and a couch up here. All of that they could do. But not fixing the roof or the floors or the walls. Oh dear. I think our priorities might be a bit messed up. Just a little bit. Okay. Well. Oh. Ah yes, okay, the judgment thing. Well, we're not going to do that just yet. We're not going to do that just yet. Let's go to the war table. And then I'll go to Seylis. Yeah. Just want to get some more quests started. Okay. Well then, let's see what we've got here then. Reports of Darkspawn activity. So, Commander, we conducted sweeps of the Storm Coast and determined where the Darkspawn are most concentrated. Our Ferelden-born soldiers are quite eager to see them driven back. Scouts Harding. Awesome. Awesome. Is that going to be that then? Gain Orzamar's friendship. Specialization for the Inquisitor, power for a price. Okay. Memorial for Haven. Ambassador Montilier, please assure the Inquisitor of my deepest regards. Work on the memorial proceeded without incident, and it was unveiled to a crowd of almost 1,000. May it stand forever as a testament to the tenacity of the faith in times of great trial. Marquis de Relian. Okay, edgy dagger grip. Okay. And reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. Commander, a lot of mages just showed up. I hope they're friendlies, because if they're not, we're in trouble. Captain Rylan. And we got an enhanced amulet of magic. Sweet. Okay. So we don't really need the resource ones. Dorian's request. Okay, let's see this.
You read the report?
Oh.
It was unusual. Is he always so blunt?
Yes.
Oh, I wonder who they're talking about. I wonder who they're talking about. Anyway, Dorian's request. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there, lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus's minions, but these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that would imply I didn't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down. At which point they would sneer something at you in Tevinter and you would be forced to kill them, which makes everyone happy. You for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted continued breathing. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lady Inquisitor. Dorian. Okay. Let's start off with Josephine. If there are Venatori out there, they'll show their faces. Someone has seen them and coin loosens their lips. Liliana, let us look into this carefully and quietly. We do not wish to alert the Venatori to our awareness of their existence. And Cullen, we have former Templars skilled at hunting mages. I can send them to follow Dorian's leads. Ooh. Okay, that would be a good use for the Templars. But I can't justify sending out mage hunters. That's kind of a nightmare for the Dalish, so I can't. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Liliana would probably be the best for this, wouldn't she? For doing it carefully and quietly. For all we know, it's the nobles that are helping them. Yeah, Liliana, you can take that.
Let's see what we have.
Okay. So, what do we have here? Specializations for the... power for a price. A formal document with impeccable filigree. It is time. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of her influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and owls. Where they could not be engaged with plight or passion, they can be compelled through mercenary means, but there must be a display. Make it known that the Inquisition has weight and boons, and the dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, she need not curry influence, she can simply buy it. The esteemed Faris the Representative. Okay, Liliana, do not display. We will show your reach by simply being where it is most beneficial. A fate of your own to display the allied and powerful. Maybe. A grand march. If we had to show weight, show the legion that you command. Ooh. A lot of forces. Yeah, that would make people in charge very nervous, wouldn't it? That would make them very nervous. Throwing a fate of my own, that would be playing the humans game. I think I'd either go with Liliana or Cullen for this one. And since Liliana is busy, let's send Cullen on a march.
Inquisitor.
Absolutely. Okay. Gosh, I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Gain Orzamar's friendship. Let's have a look at this. We've received a message from Orzammar. Knowing an ancient darkspawn threatens Thedas, King Balin officially declared his support for the Inquisition. Josephine. Oh, well, Cullen and Liliana are not participating in this mission, luckily, so I'd advise sending a delegation to Orzammar as soon as possible to cement this alliance. Let's do that.
At your service.
Absolutely. Well then, that's all three of them. Guess we'll see what happens. Alright, enhanced amulet of magic and the edgy dagger grip. I like how it's edgy as well. I like that. Okay. Josephine and...
He spent his life in the circle. Perhaps a tailored coat from Valroyo? He can't wear armor all the time.
He will appreciate the gesture, Lady Ambassador.
That's a polite way of saying he wouldn't like it, isn't it?
I mean, you should know. I'm sure you already know the answer to that, Josephine.
Inquisitor, I was just inspecting our new headquarters.
Damn it.
Foundation cracks, nesting animals, and miles from any centers of civilization. The staff must make it presentable if we're to receive any visitors of distinction.
Okay, our allies will be forgiving. Yes, let's keep up appearances or they'll have to cope. I mean, sure, we have a fortress, but we've literally just got it. We were... Well, I want to say chased out, but our previous headquarters were destroyed. They'll either have to be forgiving or they'll just have to cope. And I think... I think they'll just have to cope.
Our allies shouldn't expect luxuries when they sign on to fight the first Darkspawn.
There is a difference between luxury and a building with no holes in the walls. The mages are showing great trust in you. They need to feel safe here.
Ah, okay. Okay, so they're meaning the mages themselves. And you don't. If they don't, I can't blame them, or our own safety comes first. I've got to ask, are you saying you don't?
Do you not feel safe here?
I've had difficulty forgetting Corypheus' attack on Haven. Do you know who first leapt to arms? Our workers. They were so proud of our cause. Corypheus simply cut them down. So much screaming after that first blast of fire. So many people turned to ash.
Right. I wish we'd saved more lives. I won't let it haunt me. I'm troubled by it as well, and we'll have revenge. Ooh. We'll have revenge. Okay, she's not the crying type right now. Not about this. I think it's got to be either we'll have revenge or I'm troubled by it. Losing people is never easy, and these people, they're kind of here because of me. Now, we'll have revenge. We're not going to let their deaths go unanswered.
Corypheus will pay when I face him again.
I dearly hope that happens soon. Well, before I return to my duties, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Inquisitor, my lady. I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
Ah, awesome. No. No need to be all business, such as a week's worth of bathing or carry on. I don't think we're going to go for a week's worth of bathing. We're used to being part of a clan. And the clan doesn't stop working. They need to survive. But I wouldn't mind seeing you for non-business situations. Yeah. If you're free, we could be friends, maybe.
You don't have to be so formal just because I'm Inquisitor now, Josephine.
Our allies and guests should see you treated with every courtesy, Inquisitor, especially considering the newness of your office. Fortunately, after your courage at Haven, it's no difficult task to do so.
Right. Okay. But I want to hear my name. Yeah, I think that's enough from Josephine. Let's go and speak to someone else. Hey. Okay, yeah. Those stones are... I wouldn't say they're falling out because they are thicker stones than all of the rest around them, but it just looks very worrisome. It looks very worrisome.
Someone emptied a whole bag of turnips into the fire. Maker, the smell is everywhere. I was going to use them for dinner and then... I can't recall who took them.
Okay, well, there's a big painting down here. 2 big paintings and a carpet. You know, their priorities are very strange. They have very strange priorities. Okay.
First, a full wheel of Antivan smoked cheese, and now 3 royals worth of crushed mint. They were right here. I remember seeing someone take them. I can't recall their face.
Oh, cool. Ah. Okay, so we found the wine cellar. Vintage Warden Steed. Yeah, that's one of the bottles that we've found, isn't it? I think so. What about the other one? Can we not? No? Ah, okay. Only some of these bottles are the ones that we've found. The others are just decorative. But yeah. Okay. Those will fill up. Those will fill up. Gosh, it's been a while. Let's look through here then. Ah, the kitchen. That's why I've been hearing food things. Okay, let's read this. Note from the Skyhold kitchens. Again. If I ever find out who put the turnips in the fireplace, I will personally feed them into the meat grinder. Head cook Donatian. Okay. Another note from the Skyhold kitchens. Once again, please keep the elf out of the kitchen. And check the sugar daily to make sure it is still sugar and not salt. Head cook Donatian. Beneath this is written, try keeping this out, followed by an arrow pointing towards a crude drawing of a phallus. Okay, they could say keep Sarah out of the kitchen. Why say keep the elf out? Honestly. There's no need to bring race into this. If you want to be angry at her as a person. A note from the Skyhold kitchens. Request for supplies. Potatoes, 500. Flour, 50 sacks. Dried peas, 100 sacks. Salted meat, as much as possible. Willow switches, 4 to break in the new kitchen hands. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Wow. Yet another note from the kitchens. How many times do I have to say this? If it falls on the floor, it's still good to eat. Head cook Donatian. Oh dear. It is if you cook it afterwards. If you've already cooked it, then it's not. Okay, okay. And this is outside. Down here. Okay, we can get down here now. Yep. One dream with Seylis and the entire castle has been renovated and sorted out. Lovely. Ooh. Oh yes. Give me books. Okay, I don't know what that was, but it gave you experience. And there we go. The First Blight, Chapter 2. People today have little concept of the consequences of the second sin. Oh, believe me when I say that when asked, pious chantry-going folk will curse the use of foul magic, spitting and snapping their fingers. But none live today who actually remember the horror that was unleashed so very long ago. Whatever records might have existed regrettably did not survive the chaos and ignorance that was to follow. We have only the tales of survivors handed down through the murky ages and the dogma of the chantry to instruct us, and that is precious little indeed. I believe I'm not understating when I say that the second sin unleashed the bane of all life upon Thedas. The Darkspawn are more virulent than the worst plague, a heartless force of nature that came into our world like an ill wind. We know from accounts of later blights, as these Darkspawn invasions came to be called, never has a more appropriate name existed, that the Darkspawn spread disease and famine wherever they tread. The earth itself is corrupted by their presence, the sky roiling with angry black clouds. I do not exaggerate, my friends, when I say that a mass gathering of Darkspawn is an omen of dread cataclysm. It is said that those cursed magisters who became the first Darkspawn scratched at the very earth to find solace in the darkness of the dwarven deep roads, and there in the shadows they multiplied. Whether by intelligent design or by some last vestige of worship in their minds, they attempted to locate the old gods they had once served. They found what they sought. Dumat, first among the old gods, once known as the Dragon of Silence before the Maker imprisoned him, and all his brethren beneath the earth for the first sin, usurping the Maker's place in mankind's heart. Wow. The slumbering dragon awoke, freed from the Maker's prison by his twisted followers, and became corrupted himself. Dumat was transformed into the first archdemon, his great and terrible power given will by a rotting, unholy mind. With the Darkspawn horde following, Dumat rose and took wing in the skies once again, bringing ruin to the world the Maker had created. The old god had become the eye of a dark storm that would ravage the entire world. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. Okay. And another one. The Pyramids of Lavellan. The island called Lavellan was the first land in Thedas to be taken by the Qunari and has been held by them ever since. But while the Qunari have raised their own marvels on the island, the famed city of Qunandar comes to mind. Lavellan had a rich history before the Qun ever came to its shores. Tear your eyes from Qunandar's wonder and look instead to the jungle. There you'll see the ruins of vast cities that proclaim in silence, "We were here." Lavellan's distinctive pyramids, looming from the undergrowth, have remained largely intact, even if their intended purpose has been lost. They do not seem to be tombs, though some chambers contain bodies that have been carefully preserved. Amazingly, the pyramid's proportions are mathematically perfect. Since their alignment is so precise, one suspects they served some scientific purpose. Observatories, perhaps. And Van Therestes has observed that the shape of the Lavellan pyramids seems perfectly to match the constellation Solium. We know more of the pyramids than we do of the humans who built them. The Qunari came to Lavellan as conquerors, but there is no history and little sign of battles fought on the island's shores. A civilization that could build such vast cities would surely have defences, armies, perhaps weapons alien even to the Qunari. So why is there so little proof of resistance? One answer may lie in what remains of their temples. Beneath the leaves and vines covering the walls, you can still make out the stylized carvings that adorn them. The paint has long since flaked away, but the silhouettes are clear. Intricate sea creatures, shipwrights, musicians, archers and kings. Here and there, odd figures are depicted, tall, horned, always in a position of authority and respect. What were these horned figures to the ancients of Lavellan? Priests ritualistically crowned? Heroes? Gods, perhaps? We may never know the truth, but when the Qunari arrived from the sea, horned and carrying the word of the Qun, perhaps instead of conquerors, the people of Lavellan saw an old legend returning to them. This is all superstition. The humans of Lavellan are Qunari now, their ancient civilization discarded like a child's toy. Yet the pyramids remain, along with the old cities, the island itself. One day, greater scholars may hear what they have to say. From a compiled history of the occupied north by Renatus of Aisley. Okay. Very nice. Oof, very nice. And let's read this. The folly of General Not Sheraton. 5. In the days that followed, to avoid scandal, the appointing of Not Sheraton was claimed a grand tactic of the true general, who must have orchestrated the whole affair from secret. From secret, meaning the cloakroom, for not even his own attendants knew his face, and they would have had the guard whisk him to jail for trespassing. But with his mask restored and wary of the embarrassment, the general was merciful with Not Sheraton, imposing less than half the prescribed lashes and sparing her and her lord the gallows. They were allowed to leave Orlais on the condition that Not Sheraton was henceforth her name. Ah, okay. And let's read this. What is green? What is green? I imagine I should present to you an object which, to my mind, is of indisputable greenness and ask, does this thing appear to you to be green? Naturally, you might say that it does, for you come to recognize the appearance of the color of the object to be green, associating the word with what your eyes see. But could it be my understanding of green differs entirely from yours? What if, perchance, you could see into my mind? You might realize that all things that I name green are actually red in your understanding. Without the moorings of objective truth, we are set adrift in oceans of solitary experience. The promising opening to a lecture given by Carsten Groek, philosopher-poet at the University of Orlais. The lecture's quality dropped significantly after this point, and ended quickly when Groek subjected audience members to a poorly constructed ode to chartreuse. He fled from the auditorium under fire from students armed with overripe red tomatoes. Right. Okay. So, philosophy, so long as you don't put poetry to it. Yeah, okay, we can't get around the desk. No. Okay, well, that's a shame. I mean, someone came down here to light these, but they didn't sweep up the cobwebs. What is it with these cobwebs everywhere? Honestly. Okay, let's get out of here. Alright, so the Orlesians have infiltrated. They're everywhere. So let's read this. Construction report. Request to fight. Workers finishing the banner placements are requesting more important tasks. Several wish to train with swords so they can fight, more directly serving the Inquisition. They travel to join a war, not dress up a keep. Can't say I disagree. Foreman Seylis. Our enemy cut a hole in the sky seen everywhere. We look upon it from below, but it need not humble us. We may fight because we are many. We are many because the Inquisitor inspires. The Inquisitor inspires because of her growing legend. Part of this legend is what the masses find on arrival. That is the job of your workers. Not vanity, but veneration. Not impulse, but elevation. Their skill as workers is greater threat to the enemy than their number in half-trained soldiers. Lady Montilier. Very eloquent, very eloquent. Yes, you need workers. And you need the workers to remain workers. Okay. Construction report. Death on the wall. One of our finishers, Garin, fell from the scaffold and landed on a paving stone. He had breath for an hour, but his eyes were still. He died, and the Chantry sisters wrapped him. What should we do? Foreman Seylis. Have them commit his body with those we have lost since Haven. I will record his sacrifice for the Inquisition. Move his fellow workers to another site and allow time off with pay if they request. Ensure that all workers do their jobs safely. We are in a war, not a race. Rushing does no good if we harm ourselves. We are all the Inquisition. Lady Montilier.
Committed to independence, I hear. Shame.
I know.
A way with words, too.
Shame.
Is that Lady Montilier that they're talking about? Probably. Okay. So, Gatsy.
Hello, Inquisitor. Honored to help with these, whatever they are.
These whatever they are.
Honored, Inquisitor. Gatsy Sturhald. Did my part on the walls, and now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know its worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Ah, okay. What exactly? These tiles that I've been finding?
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
To Vinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Okay. So what's your experience, then?
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman. Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Right, I assume he did Branca's then. He did Branca's statue. I feel sorry for you. But how could you possibly know? She became a madwoman. I'm sure she wasn't one at the time. But can you interpret the meaning of these things then?
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Here you go, Inquisitor. I wrote up some thoughts. Hope it adds to the effort.
Okay. The Mason's Tale, The Fall. Is that going to be in collections? Mosaics? The Fall. Yep, we've got all of those. We've only got one of Frida the Slaves. But no, it isn't. What is it going to be? There we are. Okay. The Mason's Tales, The Fall. Now here's a happy study. The fall and a face that says, why did we try to go where there were no stairs? Because you go into an impossible building like that, you're coming out on fire, and then it'll flip or something. I still do not see the appeal of dreams. So your 7 Magisters entered, and they came out blighted, and not sure which way is up. I'll pass that off to the sculptor trying to represent madness. I mean, towers here, upended over there. You know what kind of force it would take to flip that much stone? It'd do more than burn your beard. Here's something interesting though. You've got a hint of pigment and leaf causing some sheen, but there's meant to be more. All of these were painted and repainted at some point to match whatever lord's 3-holer. But there's a type of finishing that you can do, a very fine and time-consuming pass that evens the surface. Do it right, you can get stone as smooth as glass. And that tower and Beardy's skull are meant to have it. And only a little is present on the others. So the first time this carving was wheeled out, it would have looked like Beardy was the target, so maybe he was first in the door. And the light, it burns him and spreads to the others. And the polish or leaf would have caught like a mirror and caused the viewer to squint. They'd have to look down or away, joining the Magisters in their punishment. Makes them feel part of it. That's what I figure anyway, and it would sure keep the children out of the feast hall. Okay. So, where is the fall? Is it upstairs? Might be. Can we see from down here? No, I don't think so. Well, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So, can we come through here? Yes. Into the garden. Ah, Flissa is here.
It's you. Your worship. I'm serving now. In a different way.
Oh, well good. You do that. You do that.
Fertile ground even here. This hold has everything.
It sure does. Okay. And some really odd looking stones. Is that supposed to be a person? Because that looks creepy. Construction report. Scaffolding. 3rd day in as many days. We need more sandbags. It's almost impossible to drive an anchor between these blocks. The place was built to last, but that makes it a fight to build it up. Baronal Roofer. Approved. The Inquisition needs its people on good legs. Sir Morris, Quartermaster. Ah yes, we need to meet the new Quartermaster, don't we? Oh, plant new seed. I don't think we have any. I don't think we have any seeds. No. No seeds. But what we do have is someone to chat to. Ellen Vimal.
Inquisitor, Elan Vimal. Honoured to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. My colleague Adan was clear about the worth of your cause. I look forward to assisting him.
Okay. Adan is one of your colleagues. He thought highly of me?
He didn't seem all that friendly toward me.
A sign of his respect. Smiles are saved for fools, so they leave quickly. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must.
I'm here to serve the cause we must. Okay. That's one way of saying it. And here is Adan himself.
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor. But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
It was pretty terrible, wasn't it? Oh damn, that coat looks good. That coat looks really good. Might need to get me some keeper robes. Oh, Mother Giselle.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely.
Right. Did you make me Inquisitor? Is this all you're doing, Mother Giselle?
I remember our talk out there before we found Skyhold. It wasn't just the Maker who put me on this path, was it?
The Inquisitor could never have been Cassandra, or Leliana, or me for that matter. We are too political, too tied to the Chantry and all its failings. But I did not make you stand against Corypheus. I did not make you risk death to save the people of Haven. Only you could be the Inquisitor. I only pray the power of the Inquisition is enough.
Yeah. I like to think she started that sentence in a sarcastic tone. The Maker sent me on this path. Sure he did. I'll prove myself worthy. It's gonna have to be, or we're done praying. If the Inquisition is to be not Chantry, then yeah, we're done praying, but it'll have to be, I think. I don't want to sound like I'm anti-faith here. She has her own faith. She believes in the Elven gods. So praying, sure, she probably prays, just not to the Maker. So it'll have to be.
If the power of the Inquisition isn't enough, we're all in a great deal of trouble.
It may seem overwhelming now, but you have already done more than most could have. The Maker has chosen you to deliver us from Corypheus. You have the faith and support of everyone here. Never forget that. Now, was there anything else?
Was there anything else? No. Not just yet. I want to talk to everybody.
Until next time.
And just have this initial speech. Initial reaction and conversation. And then I'll do the others. I've already spoken to Thren, yeah. I'm assuming that was Thren. I mean, they're all dressed the same. It could be someone else who just looked like Thren. Can we get through here? No? Okay. But the garden is lovely. I can see the scaffolding up there, yeah. The garden is lovely. Can't get in there. Can't speak to you. Ah, can get in here. There. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of funny that the the statue of Andraste is in a room that's just cluttered. Yeah, they've got candles on the floor as well as some torches. But they're okay leaving all of these just cluttered around? That's just weird. I assume it has yet to go up, and I'm being generous there. Bride of the Maker. Maker, though I am but one, I have called in your name, and those who come to serve will know your glory. I remembered for them. They will see what can be gained, and though we are few against the wind, we are yours. Canticle of Trials 5:1. Okay, can we examine this? Nope, it's the exact same thing over and over. Okay, well, that's lovely. Okay. Anywhere else? Yes, there's something to read right there, and a lot of allusions. Letter to an Inquisition agent. My darling Wilbur, I'm so proud of you. We hear so much about the Inquisition in the village. It makes me happy to know you're doing your part. I'm sorry about what happened to Haven. I will light a candle in the Chantry for the fallen. Please take care of yourself. I know what you're like. When things get busy and the fate of the world hangs in the balance. You must take care of yourself before you can help save the world, you know. Don't forget to eat. You're still in the mountains? It must be cold and wet. Why couldn't it be a fort in the hinterlands? Then you'd be closer to home. Well, dress warmly. Shall I send you a blanket? Anyway, you should write more often. I don't understand why you can't tell me what you're doing. You shouldn't keep secrets from your mother. Love always, Mother. P.S. What do you mean I have to address the letters to Rector? Is that what they call you there? Why? Your name is Wilbur Quigley. It's a good name. Wilbur was your uncle's name. He fought in the Battle of River Dane. We're all so proud of him. Are you ashamed of your given name? Why are you ashamed, Wilbur? Poor Wilbur. He's gotten a code name and his mother just doesn't understand. Okay. Let's go up the stairs that were over here and see what's up on the roofs. Okay. Can't get up there. Well, maybe I could, but I don't fancy my chances. Okay. Pretty sure that there was an arrow or something. Yep, okay. There's an arrow right there that we're supposed to find. I'll go up first, so I don't have to come back up the stairs. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything else over here, though. Nah, not really. Can get straight over there. I'll come in here. Alright, and this hasn't been utilised just yet. Not just yet. Okay, let's climb up. Okay. Well, we'll keep climbing. Oh, okay. You can see my room from here. Well, well. Well, well. Oh dear. Well, I hope that this place and all of the other little parapets are, you know, well patrolled, because if I come out onto the balcony, someone could shoot me from here. Oh dear. Let's hope we never get infiltrated by assassins. Okay. And yeah, I mean, this was well constructed. It's stood up far better than any other Ferelden ruin that we've seen. And I still need to get that arrow. So let's go and grab that. There we go. Bellanaris Dinan Heem. Cataloguing Skyhold. Elven arrow with inscription. An arrow. Elven, of course, because who else would be this fancy with a throwaway? I've talked weapon talk with traders before, and the squiggly scratching means make you dead, or near enough. Well made. Have to be, to keep its shape since whatever ancient sod around it's from. All I know is there are centuries of knocks in the walls I have to patch. They keep an edge if they don't hit stone. Tell the men to mind their fingers. They got fresh blood on this one. Mason Gatsy. Make you dead. Okay. Someone was sending a message with an arrow. Cute. Very cute. Okay. If I drop down there, I'll probably just get shunted down, but I don't want to risk getting stuck, so I'm not going to jump off there. I am interested to see if I could make that jump. I don't think I could. But let's... Nah. Okay. Never mind. Alright, let's get back up the stairs and we will go along the wall that way. Alright then, so is that huge... I was going to say, is that huge part of the wall that was crumbled and broken gone now? But I think this was it, wasn't it? Isn't this it? Where? Or maybe it was over here. Somewhere around here the wall was crumbled. Yeah, there was a huge dip in it so we couldn't go further. I think it was it probably was right here, wasn't it? Okay, well, there's Varric waiting for us. We'll have a look around in here. Oh, Liliana's ready to report in. Very nice. And there's nothing in here. Nothing all that interesting. Okay. Yeah, and that part is still needing work. Okay, let's speak to Varric then. Default or custom? I think we can go with the default.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though
Whoops.
I don't use that title.
That was not what I wanted.
Hawk, the Inquisitor.
That's not what I wanted.
I figured you
at
might
all.
have some friendly
God
advice
damn it.
about Corypheus.
Okay, so the default face looks not right, so I have run through everything again. And I've gone for the custom, so yeah.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Oh, the ghost of Kirkwall.
Hawk, the
invisible.
Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him after all.
Oh dear.
Impressive view.
Oh,
Reminds
there she
me
is.
of my
Okay.
home in Kirkwall. I had a balcony that overlooked the whole city. I loved it at first. But after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
Right. She's unfortunately not going to look too much like Molly. This the default face. It doesn't look much like Hawk, and I had a lot of trouble trying to get her angles right. So I just gave up. But whatever. I know how that feels. I don't dwell on it, or I've seen the cost of losing. Yeah, we've just suffered a huge defeat, so I've seen the cost of losing.
You heard about Haven? I have. That's why we're here now. And why I have battlements instead of balconies. May they serve you well. Varric said that you fought Corypheus before. Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
Right, okay. Is it reversible? That's not good. Or could have doesn't cut it. Well, I'm sure she has no way of knowing. That isn't good. But is it reversible? Is this something that we can break? Or undo?
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them? It's possible, but we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
Okay. Well, what were you investigating then, if you didn't know about Corypheus?
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
Right.
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it. Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe. Hopefully, my friend in the Wardens will know more.
Yeah. Well, it's worth a shot.
I'll take any lead I can get at the moment. Good. I'll do whatever I can to help. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
Right, okay. So yeah, we got there in the end. She still doesn't not look like Molly, but... yeah, the default Hawk from Dragon Age 2 is much more angular. And it just wouldn't let me. I can't seem to get the angles that I need. So That's the best I could do. Yeah, why aren't you with your friends? Or why aren't some of your friends travelling with you at least?
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
When the Wardens began acting strangely, I had my friend Lavellan take my brother out of the Free Marches. Fenris would have killed himself to protect me. I didn't want to give him that chance.
Right, okay. Why? What does that even mean, he would have killed himself to protect you? You didn't want to give him the chance. Well, he's off killing slavers in Tevinter. I'm sure he's much safer there. So what's Varric told you anyway?
I assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. I think the exact phrase was, has a good shot at fixing Blondie's mess.
Right. Okay. Well, you can't say that this is Blondie's mess. This is the Chantry's mess. It all eventually came to a head because of the Chantry. That's my Dalish take on it, and that's the hill I'm dying on. Yeah, you fought Corypheus. Fought and killed him, apparently.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus.
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me, and I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back, or maybe it's old Tevinter magic, but he was dead, I swear it.
He absolutely was. We know that. So, where have you been?
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up and the exalted march never came.
Well, that is lucky. So, Anders.
I'd like to know more about Anders. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was just an Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him, except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
Right. Yeah, I mean... Technically, but yeah. Poor Anders.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
Crazy. Crazy. A hawk. A hawk. He did what he thought was right. He killed a lot of people doing it though. It's all well and good doing what you think is right, but when the casualties start piling up, it's never good. Maybe what you think is right should be taking a back seat until you figure something else out. Ah, okay. And this is the bar. Well, let's avoid that. We'll just continue along the battlements for now. Yeah. Ah, okay. Oh. Lovely. Very lovely. Okay. Hardin Hightown, Chapter 5, by Varric Tethras. Javelin was waiting outside the captain's office when Dunn and Brenokovic slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Javelin almost looked relieved. No, Dunnan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Javelin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new too large armour, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Javelin said, almost speaking Donnan's thoughts out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off, then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donnan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Javelin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? The captain wants proof, Donnan smiled. We bring her proof.
Strangest thing. When I reached down, my dagger was gone. Just gone. Know where I found it? In a barrel. The thing was filled to the brim with daggers. Got the strangest feeling. I know someone took it right off my belt, but I can't recall who.
Cool. Honestly. Well, what were you... Why did you need your dagger? Why did he take it from you? Took it for a reason, surely. If you can't be trusted with it... Ah, this is Cullen's room.
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. They're in full redoubt. The Knights were fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know Samson?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
You knew he was an addict, but this... You're all addicts. All the Templars are addicts. You can't judge him on being an addict. What the heck is that supposed to mean, Cullen? Honestly. I believe you. That takes care of Samson. Are you sure we can't use it? Yeah, I guess that takes care of Samson. Then he's gonna change and become a statue or something.
Samson's armor was glowing with the stuff. He'll go mad soon enough.
He seemed clear-eyed at Haven. Even so, the deluded commander is no less worrisome. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
Ah, okay, so he wants vengeance. Good thinking, or what's your plan? I mean, we all want revenge, don't we? But this doesn't sound like revenge. This just sounds like... Well, he's phrasing it to sound like just good tactical thinking, really. So, either good thinking or what's your plan? Good thinking.
I like finding the Red Templars' vulnerabilities before fighting them head-on.
We'll need every advantage against what courses through their veins. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined. If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
Right. Okay, well, you know, Samson was brought back into the Order, Cullen, if you remember, in my Dragon Age 2 playthrough. He was brought back into the fold. You did. You helped him get back into the fold. He was happy again, on his lyrium and everything. Had a fancy new shield. Don't mind me, just snooping. I guess when the circles rebelled, he probably left again because he wasn't getting his lyrium. Maybe that's it. No more shipments to Kirkwall or something. Okay. Now, where are we? That goes straight out. This one carries along the battlements. Yeah, let's continue on here. We might as well go all the way to the end. Okay. Just another empty room. This one's got a loot and some apples. Okay. Okay. I mean, it looks cool. It does look cool, but how do they get up there? That must be a very steep climb. It must be very steep. I'm assuming it goes down and connects somewhere down there. It might zigzag a little, so it's not quite as steep, but yeah, it's very steep. It looks really dangerous. Ah, okay, so the hole in the wall is still here. I was just on the wrong side? Or is this another hole? This could be another hole. Okay. And we've got a mostly frozen lake below. A mostly frozen lake. Well, that's nice. Lake water is always nice. Oh. Can we get back up here? There we go. Okay. Now, I just want to see if there's anything on this ledge. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Can we get onto the roof here? Yes, we can. So there's nothing flagging up here. There's no arrows or anything. Nah. We're good. Well, alright then. Let's get down here.
Our
Okay.
mounts have never had better.
They certainly haven't. Okay, so, Master Dennett.
Pride of the stables, Inquisition. Never seen a finer mount.
Okay, how are the horses?
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
Well, it's not really me, is it? It's Josephine getting everything and sourcing everything. How's the family?
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
So, any news then?
Heard anything worth noting?
Too busy to hear things. And that's how I like it.
Right, good.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
Okay, so, do we have any... Oh, yes we do. Yes we do. A Brazilian Surefoot. Getting it, definitely. Orlesian Corsa. Orlesian. Greendale's Feral, definitely. Dalish Allbred, sure. Taslin Strider, and I suppose we might as well get the Orlesian Corsa, just, you know, hope that it's cheaper and... It better be a good horse, is all I'm saying. For buying from Orlesians. Okay. And that is our mount at the moment, I think. One of the hearts. A red heart. Yeah. So let's have a look at the Brazilian Surefoot then.
That'll do fine.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. And Blackwall.
This is just... It's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
Surely that was true of the Wardens in general as well.
The Grey Wardens are huge and important. You're part of that.
True, but without a blight on the horizon, everything the Wardens do feels like waiting. This, the Inquisition, is what matters now. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. You are who you choose to follow.
Okay.
Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
Wise words, isn't it obvious? A wife follow at all. Just sounds like wise words, yeah.
There's wisdom in that.
Oh.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me.
Ah, I take it back.
A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I even thanked him.
Oh, wow. Why not? Why not? That's kind of a nasty thing to do. You fought in a grand tourney?
What is this grand tourney?
You've never heard of it? The Grand Tourney of the Free Marches. It's a spectacle. Song, dance, wine, every amusement you can imagine. But the greatest part is the contest of arms. Prove yourself in the Grand Tourney, and you can make your fortune.
Really? So what happened?
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fighting for himself. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the two of us, and we took all comers. The goal, down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
Ah, a generous act. Why did he help you? Or you couldn't win on your own? No, why did he help you?
He must have wanted something from you to help like that.
A pupil, a squire. Someone to teach and to mold. He saw my potential. When it was over, he offered to mentor me. To teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
Well, you'd be a chevalier and wouldn't be here. I'd kick you from the battlements. So... it doesn't mean that it would have been better, it just would have been different.
Different doesn't always mean better.
In this case, I think it would have been better. But I'm older, hopefully wiser. And I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
Good, okay. I'm always happy to be thought of as the right person. True or not. Okay, anything up here to find? No, doesn't look like it. Nah. Okay. Well, let's just get out. Suppose we'll have a look around. I don't think there's anything in there. Or out here, should I say, but... This isn't a logging stand that I could pick up then, no. Well, never mind. Alright then. And we've got a well. And someone just hanging out here. Someone looking pretty suspicious. Guessing that's one of our tutors, although I haven't done the quest for finding the tutors yet. I don't know though. That looks really weird. Really weird. What are they here for? Yep, Adan has moved. Bonnie Sims.
I'm not one of them. What? Assassins? Templars? Mages? Magisters? No, one of them. Sisters? Nobles? Merchants? Commission men? Elves, you twit. Is that it? Human.
Yeah. Honestly, humans. Gah, idiots. Okay, let's read this. Construction report. Mixed elements. I'll match best I can, but there are 2 substructures here. Skyhold was built in stages. Or rebuilt. Is this where we want to invest? If it's fallen before, how can we be sure it won't fall again? Jane, foundation repair. 2 words. The Inquisitor. Invest and commit. We are as strong as the will of the weakest of us. Cassandra Pendergast. Short and to the point. Very nice. Very nice, Cassandra. We can leave. But now that we are, you know, in charge, we really can't actually leave. Typical. Typical. Just when you think that you can leave, you can go, everything's done and over with. You're tied even more firmly to the cause. There's probably a few more people that I need to find. Yeah, probably like Sarah and other people. But I'll leave it here and we'll finish off looking around Skyhold and finding our people. And then we can get out of here. Or maybe I'll do the judgment. That might be interesting. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I upload 5 videos a week, so hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.